Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. It is Amelia and it is Livestream Wednesday. And if you are here in the chat and you can see me and hear me, please confirm so that I don't sit here and wonder, like, can they hear me? Can they see me? I am here having a cup of coffee with my WP Eagle mug that Alex sent me, and I am really enjoying having it, and I take it on the road with me now and again. I just not 20 minutes ago got off of Carl the corn stream. I was really excited, and I just wanted to shout out Carl for taking the leap and jumping on and going live. Like, that is a big deal. It's a big step. I think a lot of people who stream a lot, I mean, especially Alex, WP Eagle, like, they make it look so easy, and it's a lot harder than it looks. Like, I finish the streams and I'm like kind of sweating and feeling, like I just ran. So I just wanted to commend Carl for jumping in and making that happen. And it turns out, I think his stream peaked at 121 viewers, which is phenomenal. Like, that's way bigger than just about any of us who are in this niche who are streaming, which is amazing. So I want to check over in the chat and say hi to the folks. It's a small group, but I'm happy to see them one way or another. Yeah, it's hard to come from Carl's stream and he's got 100. And I actually really like that my streams are small, because it's people that I know, and then we can actually have a conversation. But 100 people is a lot of people. It's like, wow. I see Anthony, that's Tortoise Cash Flow. And Anthony, I haven't had a chance to watch your latest video. The last video of yours that I saw was one of the budget ones. So I'm curious what your latest video, like what milestone that you achieved, so that everybody else can like congratulate you and clap for you and pat you on the back. Oh, look at my fingers. If it looks like I've suffered from frostbite, I discovered why it is that tie-dye, like craft packets, come with gloves. This is after washing my hands multiple times. I literally look like I'm suffering from gangrene. Basically, it's because I dyed my fingertips. Like, and it's like worse here in person. Like, the camera doesn't pick it up as bad as it is. Anyway, in the chat, I see Adrian. What is going on? Right Savvy Technology, sir or ma'am? You're new to the stream, so let me know if you have a name you want to use, and I'd love to hear about what it is that you are working on. As always, I'm asking everyone, if they feel up to it, is to do some accountability in the chat. So I'm going to do that in today's stream and just say, hey, what did I get done this last week? And what do I want to get done in the next week? If you come to these streams, you know that the Wednesday 10 o'clock stream is my accountability lever. It really gets, just lights the fire for me to get a lot of stuff done. Not that I wouldn't, but it does help. Over in the chat, I know I saw Niche Safari Chris. What is going on? Thanks for dropping in, Chris. And then there is Steve. How is it going? Now, if not a lot of people drop in today, that is okay. I would rather them have gone to Carl's stream. I think it's great that he was, I just think it was great that he did it. I've been trying to tell him for a long time that he should, and it was exciting that he was there. So it's Jeff. So Right Savvy Technology is Jeff, not Smurf, sir. Sir Jeff. Anthony says, it was my 2021 goal of $1,000 in 1 month. Well done, sir. My children stole my sound effects, my harmonica. I have no idea where it is, so I'm going to pat myself on the back for you. That is amazing, and I'm super proud of you. I'm sure you're proud of yourself, but that is really awesome. There's Sue. What is going on, Sue? I would love to hear how you are doing and what is going on. I see you back in the MIGA group, and just wondering how this month is going. I think your goal, it looks like, it said write something every day, Monday through Friday. And so how is it going? Because I think you picked a goal that might be easier to bite off and chew, like writing something every day versus posting an article maybe every day, or so many articles is probably like mentally easier to get a hold of. But how is that going? Because I'm looking over there and I don't see anything posted in there for this week. So what's going on? How is it? There's Gabrielle. What's going on? Sue said, yes, a major goal adjustment was needed after last month. It's just figuring out mentally and sometimes like structurally in your life, what it is required to make the things happen that you want to happen. So I applaud you for like throwing back in and not giving up, especially when it gets really hard. So I let's make this the month where we figure out some things. It doesn't have to be so many articles a month. It's like, okay, let's just make the progress happen. There is Will. Folks are rolling in. It's great to see everybody or talk to everybody since last week. If you'll notice that I look a little more tan, it's because the kids and I, we took the weekend and we went camping actually and got out of town and got the first camping trip of the year in, which is again, one of the major benefits of making money online is that I could do that. I want to say, let's go camping in April. And they're like, yes. And I'm like, let's go. So we did. And it was great. Anthony says, thanks for that. Next goal is 2,000. So then we say, okay, Anthony, when can we look forward to 2,000? And what are you going to do to get there? I'm super excited about seeing it. There's Margaret. And I realized that I saw her comment in the chat and I did not say hi. And so I'm saying, hey, what is up? It is great, first of all, to see you here in the chat and then also to see you over back in the group again. And I was wondering, Margaret, what sort of challenges that you think you'll be facing this month and what it is you're going to do to get over them. I mean, you're one of the people in the group who is like fairly consistent. So it's kind of cool to hear more about your progress. I am in Oregon. This is my backwards. I don't know if you guys see it backwards or not, but I'm in Oregon. Yes, proudly, happily in Oregon. On my list of stuff to do, the first thing I had on there was to congratulate Carl and on going live, which is a huge, big deal. So I'm going to check that. I also wanted to, I don't want to say, I guess, welcome, but also mention a gentleman that I shared one of his videos before on the community page. It was Jasper, and I'm going to butcher his name. I'm sorry. I'm dumb American, but is it Petersi or Peters? I don't know. He's a YouTuber who has a small channel, but he jumped into the MIGA group, which I'm really excited about because he's somebody who's working super hard and has a big site already. Got hit by the Christmas update, but he's like frantically working on it to recover it. And I'm actually going to interview him for the podcast on Friday. He's one of my first guests as I work on sort of reviving my content push on the podcast. And I'm really excited to talk to him about his progress and his sites. And I'm just really excited about it overall. So look forward to that and that he's in the MIGA group. So hopefully we'll learn more about what he is working on and how he's doing it. Like having one of your first sites like really take off and get, I think he's an ad thrive. So it's like legit. I'm really excited to talk to him. I also wanted to mention that I went on Doug Cunnington's podcast this week. So the interview was done a couple weeks ago. And I was really hoping if folks wouldn't mind just checking it out. There's the video version of it posted I'd love some feedback about like, I'm trying really hard to be a better guest and being less nervous because when I go on other people's podcasts, I tend to I feel like a performing monkey and I tend to laugh a lot because I'm nervous and I think it makes me sound silly. So if anybody has the time and the inclination to watch that interview or to listen to it and then provide me some feedback, I would really, really, really enjoy it. The link is in the description. Definitely don't jump off the stream to go there. I mean, I guess you could, but I think it's a long one. Checking in the chat. Margaret says, just keep pushing content despite tiny traffic. Yeah, that is one of the biggest challenges of starting a small site for anyone and everybody is getting through that period where there's no traffic and you just have to keep working basically on faith. It's just about faith. Jeff says that he started about 4 years ago after watching WP Eagle. It seems like a lot of folks have been sort of, I don't want to say sucked in or brought in, but introduced to the fold by Alex. Things fell by the wayside when a kid got sick and then got involved with Income School last September, watched a video by Carl and got back into it. Well, welcome back, our new friend. We are happy to have you here and we believe that this time you'll make it happen. Adrian says, the interview with Doug was amazing. Saw it yesterday. Well, Adrian, I'd love to know what you thought about it because I haven't had the balls to go back and watch it myself. I know it's stupid. It was me, right? Like it was me. It was my voice and the things I had to say, but I literally am too chicken to go back and watch it. Oh, very honest and inspiring. Well, at least that's how it came across because I try really hard to be very honest. And the inspiring part, I guess, is a byproduct that I do not intend. But there's a Discord group that a couple of them that I participate in, and one of the folks in there mentions something about how he or she didn't believe YouTubers, like when they posted income reports and just talked about their progress and all the rest. And I was I was a little hurt by that. It's like you're in this group with a small group of people, and then you have somebody in there who basically, like, not directly, it wasn't directed at me. It was just like, I don't trust YouTubers, and just assume that they manipulate their numbers for YouTube. And I like later, after I was more rational about it, of course you have to like look at it and think about why that is, right? That perception, that skepticism exists for a reason, but at the time, I was like, oh, like I try so hard to not have that be an issue, and to not lump. I want to come across as really honest, and I don't manipulate anything, but now it was really hard for me not to think like every time somebody asks me how things are going, I'm like, well, I'm at home, working on my Photoshop skills because that's what YouTubers do, is Photoshop their stuff. Sue says she hasn't seen it yet, but I've got it up for later. Thank you. I really do appreciate feedback because I do want to become better at just this whole thing. Margaret said, Doug pushed you a bit and you were unflappable. Well, I need to get a shirt that says unflappable right there. Do you remember what? I like blacked it out, like completely blocked it out because I think this looks easy, but for me it's pretty stressful because I think I'm an introvert extrovert, if that makes sense. Like it's my natural inclination is to be like to step back and watch, but I can like perform when necessary. So like I said, I can't go back and watch it. Manali says, hi, I turned 23 today. Congratulations and happy birthday. And that you started writing on Medium. And that is awesome. I have not done any work on Medium, but some people have actually made money there. And we would love to hear your experience, like how you got started in it. And if you have made any money on it, that's really cool to hear. Carl says, tea in the oven so I can join the stream. So the potatoes have gone in the oven. Is that what you're saying, Carl? Is that now you are free because the potatoes are they're cooked enough? Basically, Carl, I already basically spent like the first like 12 minutes before you joined to the stream, like praising you for jumping on and joining the live stream community, because it's really hard. And so just have to go back and watch that on the replay to get all of your praise. Is it noon already? Why? There's no alcohol in this. Is that what you're asking? Is if I'm like already drinking? I promise it's just coffee. It really is just coffee. On the ClickFunnels aspect, yeah, about it, ClickFunnels being an MLM and all the rest. And yeah, I mean, I think it is what it is. It's a tool that works, I guess, like if that's what you want to do and need to do. Adrian said, love the part with getting good light for your videos from your phone sometimes. That is the truth. Right now, you can't see this, but literally right here, like I can almost touch it, there is a window. And so I try to only record when there was light coming through there. But when I don't have that, I just boost it with my phone. I really do. Oh, man. Anthony says, I can relate with being introverted. Yeah. I mean, it's like being an introvert is like liking being alone, but also really needing people, but not. It's this weird thing, like this weird balance of needing human contact, but only kind of. Only sometimes. I don't know. Did you blitz those pots first? At Carl. Yep, 45 minutes apparently. Carl says, when's your next TikTok coming out? I'm getting withdrawal symptoms. So my TikTok rabbit hole. So I was like, I'm going to do 30 days on TikTok. And I made it exactly 7 days before, before I fell off the wagon because of life. Like I traveled with my kids over the weekend and then it just fell off. I think I think that there's a lot of potential there. And my concern is always with how quickly and easily TikTok deletes people's accounts for infractions like real or fake or perceived or manipulated. And so I think I think in the future what I'll probably do is just use it for fun, like use it as a user and not worry so much about trying to do anything with it until I actually have free time to to, to delve into it. So I'll be silly over there and try to be only serious over here. Ooh, there's Paul jumping on. Well done, Anthony. Yes, Anthony definitely deserves the praise for making his 1,000 in a month goal. That's a huge milestone because if you can make 1,000, you can make 2,000. If you can make two, then you can make five, and then so on and so forth. It's just like proof, that you can get there. TikTok duets. That if somebody else is on TikTok and wants me to duet them, I will definitely. I cannot say that it will be quality, but I would be happy to. I think it would be fun. Anthony says, I'm thinking about remodeling my computer setup to get the window light. Well, you guys saw my before videos and then after, and this is the after. So the placement is not very good for having like a really cool backdrop because I'm in my bedroom and the bed is there and it's not a very good like set, but the light is great. So, like, let's see. Right. Jeff says, what's the free time you speak of? It's usually between about like 10 p.m. and 11 p.m. at night after the kids go to bed, which is not my most creative time, to be honest, which is why I think my TikToks pretty much are indicative of that. Renat says, a leap of Ezoic is amazing, getting 90% score on my mobile and desktop, while score before was 45, and I didn't optimize anything, not even in Short Pixel. Well, I will tell you that one of the things I did today during the corn stream was I was actually playing with Leap myself. I actually went into it. People say, oh, is it the same as the accelerator and not? I'm like, it's not. It's free. So I went ahead and then enabled it. And one of the things I learned is that there's the Ezoic plugin that you would use to integrate, which I don't use because I use name servers. But now they want you to be integrated with name servers and have the Ezoic plugin. So not the Ezoic CDN one, but just the straight up Ezoic plugin, which apparently I'm still learning about this, right? Apparently it is something extra that you need to do to help the Leap stuff do its stuff. That's this is the technical review of Leap. So I am testing it on. I'm looking over at the screen, and because I haven't shared the URL, I'm not going to share it. But I was working on it this morning, and I went ahead and enabled it. And it takes a little while, I guess, to kick in. But on my mom blog, I'm running Astra as the theme. And the core vital scores for the last 28 days are 46 on mobile and 56 on desktop. And so when I have no ads enabled on this site, they're green. So I'm in the 90s with page speed insights. So 90 plus for mobile and for desktop. And then with running ads, it apparently, according to Ezoic, it's a 46 and a 56. When I run it through page speed insights, it tells me that I'm green on the desktop, but mobile is really bad. So it's just interesting to see the score. And then I'm just working on the recommendations. It's because what it has is, so when you turn it on, you can scan the site and then it has a bunch of recommendations for things that you can do in order to try to improve your score. So some of the recommendations for me, one, it says that Astra, my theme, is a big problem. And it says that I have alternatives that I should look to maybe replace it with. And I'm kind of like about the replacements. One of the recommended themes is, the first one is Acrobato. And then after that is Designer 2020, 2021, and Susty, which for the most part, nobody that I know really uses except for Acrobato. And then there's several other, like Generate Press is one that doesn't count as fast, but counts as needs improvement. And I'm running basically everything else, all of my sites on Generate Press except for this one. which is Astra. Other folks over there saying they're getting rid of Astra. Yeah, I mean, this may be like the impetus to get over the hump and get rid of it. But it also had some recommendations about getting rid of some plugins. Like I was using contextual related posts, and it said that it needs improvement. But as far as alternatives, it suggests the easy table of contents as an alternative, which is not a related plugin at all. So I think some of this stuff obviously still needs tweaking. I mean, this is brand new. So some of these suggestions are not going to work, but some of the other things are really interesting. Like one of the recommendations was to get rid of Google AdSense. Like that's not going to happen. And then it wants me to remove some other things, which I think I'm going to work on. But the big kicker is say, should I get rid of Astra as my theme and move over to Generic Press, or to like move over to one of these other recommended themes? And that'll be something I'll have to think about. I'm curious to see just what turning it on, what it does, like if anything, and then work through some of the other technology recommendations over time. So yeah, I did work on that, and it was kind of interesting and still a little overwhelming, but it gives you your core vitals, and then it tells you like the worst pages for the various things, like your largest contentful paint and all the rest. And then the optimization settings, like most of which is gobbledygook for me. It just goes, which I obviously need to learn about. And then the technologies, I think, is one of the most helpful tabs so far, because it tells you what specifically is giving you trouble, and then some suggestions for how to fix it. And then there's a leaderboard. I guess they people can join up and have their sites listed on here, how they're doing. And I don't know about the value in doing this for myself. Definitely don't feel like putting my site up here so that people can see it. But I guess if you're on Ezoic and you want to see what other sites are out there, there's a lot of sites listed that have the domains listed, and you could go and check them out and see what other people are doing. I think that's one of the reasons why I don't want to list my site on there, is I don't really want people to go and check out what it is I am doing. So I will come back and update how things are going with Leap next week. Hopefully, I'd love to see the scores are better. And if not, I will hopefully have a better understanding as to why. Over in the chat, Anthony wants a Tesla. Stig says, getting caught up in the infractions and fine print legalese. Sometimes some things just never change. Like sometimes it just doesn't. Another plugin. I need one of those circular lights. I do. A ring light would actually help, or one of those box lights, so that I could like record after the sun goes down. It's not so bad in the summer because there's a lot more light, but in the wintertime it's super dark. The mom blog, is that slow from ads? The answer is yes. Yes, it does. Astra is out, cleaned up a lot of CSS. Astra 3.3. Well, maybe that's what I'll do first, is update Astra and then see if that has an impact. Anthony says, I vote for Acrobato. That's what I use. And a lot of people are using it and really happy with it. Manali says, writing on Medium is difficult. I don't know how to get into publication. Yeah, I haven't gone down that road at all, but I definitely respect the people who are doing it and doing it well. Let's see. Alexander's dropping in. Hey, what is up? Stig says, use Oxygen Builder. Best I've ever used. Waiting for Carl's review video still. Margaret says, Amelia, were you invited to a beta for this? And the answer is yes. And that is also, my friends, one of the good reasons to have a YouTube channel devoted to building niche websites, is when people are releasing new products, they often reach out to you and say, hey, would you mind trying this out? And then if you like it, or, reviewing it, I find as the channel gets bigger, I'm starting to get more and more people reaching out with products that I would actually be interested in using. And I'm actually testing out a couple of them right now, but I want to give them an actual test before making content about it or agreeing to be an affiliate for them, just because I really only feel like it's worthwhile to put out information out there that is valuable. Like I wouldn't just come on here and say, everybody sign up for this thing because somebody told me about it. Like for Leap, like, I don't know if you should sign up for it yet. All I can share is my experience with it, and this is my experience. So far, I turned it on, and here's what's happening, and then I'll report back next week, and then you can take from it what it is that you will. When is Leap due to be released mainstream? I'm pretty sure it's soon. The goal was in advance of the Core Web Vitals update. I would have to go back and check for sure with Ezoic to see when it is that they have like an official launch date, but my guess is soon. Um, let's see what else. Pavan says he's tired of themes, developing one, a very simple one. You know, that is a solution. And if you have the skills to do that, it seems like a lot of people who have that skill are just going down that road, because then you have a lot of control over what it has and the rest. Anthony says, why wasn't I invited? I'm sure, my friend, that it's going to happen soon. I don't know. I think it's just I've been around a while, and I don't know. I don't know that my videos are any better than anybody else's, so I just like to share what it is I'm working on. Ooh, another update that I think I'm interested in sharing is that today I am going on Jared Krause's Building Businesses podcast, Building Online Businesses, the BOB community, so Building Online Businesses. He's got a really cool podcast, and some of the guests on there, like fairly big names. Like he had Nick Nimmin from YouTube a couple weeks or a month ago. He's a pretty big name on YouTube, and I'm really excited to go and talk to Jared about whatever he wants to talk about. But I feel like this is, I don't know, it's really cool. I'm really excited about it, and I can't wait to share it with you guys when it comes out. But I'm a little nervous, honestly, because I don't have I guess the resume that a lot of the big dogs have, but I'm equal to it. Like I'm ready to go there and be unflappable. Unflappable. I'm not an elite YouTuber either, Anthony, like at all. Stig says, I think Sean Mars did an interview with a member of Ezoic. They thought they mentioned end of April. I honestly wish it would come sooner, because it doesn't give people much time to fiddle around with all of the stuff. Like if it was just as simple as just on or off, which I think that's what they like strive to make it as easy as possible. But I don't think everybody's size is just a matter of turning it on and off, and also just learning how to use it. I mean, I didn't even realize that you had to install the Ezoic plugin, right? I just assumed that I was integrated with name servers and that was good enough. But turns out name servers plus the plugin is now the way to go. And so, yeah, I mean, I'm still learning all the time. Jeff says, Oxygen is a great tool, awesome for developing, and use it to create sites for clients. All right, well, now I got to go and put this on my list of stuff that I need to learn how to do, because there's so much stuff I don't know how to do. Really quick, I am going to issue another call for accountability, and I'm going to do mine for the week. I just straight up admit that over the weekend, I already said it. I went camping with the kids, so I didn't work. And then I spent yesterday tie-dyeing shirts, so I didn't work. But I have gotten like much. I guess I've gotten a couple of posts posted. So my goal for the month is 38 posts. And so far, I think I have done maybe 4. So I've got 34 posts to go this month, and I'm already down a week. So I've got 3 weeks basically to crank out a lot of content. But I'm excited about it. I'm going to get there. Checking the MIGA group, I see Sue and Jay-Z. Jay-Z, I think, got one of his first sites up to $1,000 a month recently, or really close to it. I'm super excited for him, because we said over and over and over that he couldn't start anything new until he got at least one of his sites to $1,000 a month. And so now when he says he's going to buy a domain or all the rest, I'm just going to back off of him and let him do it if it is that he wants to do that, because at least he's gotten to that point. Pavan is here, and his goal is 15 articles on his pet blog and to start a new blog, which is awesome. There's Adrian. You know, it's so funny. He says continuing with Pinterest. So I signed up with Pinterest for the MIGA site, and then it only took me 3 months to get my account banned on Pinterest. I think the reason mostly is because I'm using an unapproved automation tool. I'm using If This Then That, and technically I think Pinterest only wants you to use approved tools. But I appealed the ban and got my account back. I'm just not very excited about it because then you go in and put in work to things and have them just get rid of your account. But I don't have the time right now to go to Pinterest like every day to go and pin there. But basically, every Pinterest account that I've ever created, I've gotten suspended. For the win! Stig says camping nighttime temps weren't unbearable. It was like 39 the first night, 39 degrees Fahrenheit, and then in the mid 40s the second night. So, if you have a good sleeping bag and clothes, like we did not freeze. Clearly I survived. It wasn't the end of the world. Am I talking about in an RV? I am not. I'm talking about the tent, sleeping on the ground in a sleeping bag with children like sprawled everywhere. So yes, no RVs. Adrian says, I do the Pinterest strategy manually for now. Well, that's probably the best way to avoid getting your account suspended like I did, because I don't want to say lazy. I'm just not super fired up about going over there to pin every day. There is Margaret in the group, and as always, putting up a really reasonable goal for the month and then updating regularly. And I really appreciate that because I find that it is motivating. I see Manuel, who is new to the group. He said started on his second niche site and has 45 posts on the first site. So if that's the goal for the month, that is a huge goal, and that is awesome. I look forward to seeing how that plays out. RNS, I don't know who this is. Is that right and savvy as RNS? And RNS, if you are here or if you're somebody who has a handle that we know, because I see Right Savvy Technology, and then I wonder, is that Jeff or is that somebody else? But RNS, if you announce yourself, whoever you are, if you catch this live or on the replay, so we can know who you are. And then there is Jasper, who we've talked about already, who's joining in. But his goal is to write 120,000 words in April. Good God, man. Crush us all. That is awesome. Jeff says, not me. All right. Stig says, children sprawled everywhere. Insulation. Yes, actually, the children are like little heaters each. So they definitely do a lot to heat up the space. The problem is when they pee in their sleeping bags, which is a short-term warmth strategy, but is very messy to clean up. Renat wants to know why all the caps lock. And, I don't know. He just really likes capital letters. Maybe it makes, I don't know. I can't think of any jokes that are appropriate for a family-friendly live stream. AB Edit says, do you know about Ezoic hosting? I think it will save hosting costs. I'm not using it yet. I think there are some other folks in the group who are using it. And if they have thoughts about it, I'd love to hear them because I am not using it yet. Adrian says they have a scheduler, so I don't see the need for Tailwind or something like that. I did not know they had a scheduler, which is obviously why I need to actually dive deeper into Pinterest than I have currently. And no surprise, I don't have a lot of Pinterest results to share. Deservedly so. Deservedly so. Adrian says the video pins are getting much more traction than the regular ones. Now that is interesting to know. So folks are thinking about where to dive into on Pinterest is to do it with video. Paul wants to know if Adrian is getting much traffic from Pinterest. And then Stig says the caps lock makes him feel taller. Adrian says that he actually started on Pinterest after watching Niche Safari Chris's lazy Pinterest strategy video. He customized his needs, but the principle is the same. So yeah, if you need a lazy Pinterest strategy, Chris has a good video on that. You can check it out on his channel. Chris says he gets 360 clicks from Pinterest to my site in the last 30 days. So nothing awesome yet, but for a brand new site that gets 15 clicks from Google in a month, like 360 clicks is actually something significant. Over in the MIGA group, I just wanted to shout out the last member. It says Paul, who says he casually late to the April MIGA party, but Paul did post a video on YouTube, a 30-day update, and did manage to get some posts done in the last month, despite being crushed at work. So Paul, I just want to pat you virtually on the back, my friend, and congratulations on getting some work done, especially when your 9 to 5, your 8 to 5, your 7 to 10 p.m. job is really burdensome. It gets really hard to get stuff done when your work is in the way. I just wish they would stop. I wish I didn't have to have the work. Chris says he's doing video pins too, doing animations in Canva before downloading the picture. That is interesting. That is interesting. Jeff says he has 2 sites, 13 posts on one that I lost interest for a bit, but will go back to, and then 15 on the latest. Should have another post by the end of the month. Yep, that's exciting. I mean, it's just like getting post after post after post and focusing on getting content up there. I mean, of all the things that people do as far as the strategies, it just seems like the thing that's unified in every single strategy is posting a lot of quality content. I mean, I don't care who you're picking from, John Dykstra or Matt Diggity and all the rest. Like everybody is posting content and focusing on content. So that makes sense to me. AB Edit says use of Pinterest is good after the Christmas update. All the Pinterest sites ranking at the top of search results. I wonder if that's going to last. Because historically, the Pinterest has not been thought of as like a super valuable search result. So I'm curious if that will change. Stig says, what is your PO box? We can send you a new kazoo. I don't have one yet. If people are actually serious about sending me a kazoo, I would consider getting one just to have a kazoo to unbox on the live stream. There's been jokes about sending new onesies because I haven't rocked any of the animal onesies, and I guess I'm just a little tired of. I had the cat and then I had the rabbit, and I'm kind of like meh about them. It's like I feel like it's been done, and I don't know. Let's see. Adrian says Canva Pro also has videos, but you can do animations as well. Yes, truth. I'm going over to my list to see what it is that I wanted to talk about today. Let's see. Accountability. Yep. I think I covered that, right? I basically admitted to taking the weekend off and going camping and tie-dyeing shirts. But the plan from next week is to really crank hard. So I'd love to see coming back next week, like 10 to 15 posts, like actually written and posted to the MIGA site. And I also need to make some YouTube videos because I promised to get back here to YouTube in the month of April and also to get over to the podcast. So that sounds like a lot of work. Maybe I make a note, podcast and YouTube. One of the things I, constantly trying to learn about YouTube and experiment. And then I saw this YouTube video recently, and it was the creator was talking about how tags on videos are worthless, which people have been talking about for a while. But one of the things that they mentioned was that the description, the keywords in the description, how important that is. I'm like, yeah, I know you put the keywords in the description, but the comment was how the algorithm is being adjusted for the first 200 words in the description. So instead of focusing on putting keywords in your tags in the video, is to make sure that maybe even the first sentence of your description that you include the keyword that you're trying to rank for. And historically, what I have done, and I think many people have done, is use the first sentence of a YouTube video description to put in the link. Like you might reference a link somewhere in the video, like, hey, check out this affiliate link or check out this playlist. And so you assume that people wouldn't want to scroll down that far or click the more button, in the description. So they would see the link right there. So I took one of my videos that was probably getting maybe 20 to 30 views a day. And then I just moved the link because it was one of my my playlist videos, and I had the link says check out the full playlist here, and then I just moved it down. And so I moved the paragraph that had the keywords, and moved it up. And the interesting thing about it is that the number of impressions in the next day doubled. Right. So instead of getting 20 to 30 views a day, it started getting 40 to 50 views a day. And so then on the graph for impressions, it goes like this. And then there's a solid line that goes like this. So it's hard to say that the change isn't the result of moving the link down. And it's kind of one of those dramatic things where I never really thought that much about it. I mean, I definitely put keywords in the description. People are like, oh, think of it like a blog and all the rest. But I think a lot of people are leaving the link, and maybe it's just me, but also I see in my to-do list for the week is going to the videos that I actually care about and moving the link down, and then I guess going a little bit further and just trying to put the keyword in maybe in the first sentence and seeing if that makes a difference as far as impressions, because I have a lot of videos, and if it could get those videos to get more impressions and hopefully more clicks because they're getting more impressions, then that could dramatically improve YouTube revenue just from content that I've already created. And it's interesting when I start talking about some of these little things, I see the viewership like speaking of which, I have not made the call out for the thumbs up. You can see my like tie-dyed thumbs, but I've only got 6 likes. Do me the flavor of crushing that the like button because that helps a lot. But yeah, it's just I'm really curious to see what happens if I were to just go and spend a couple of hours like adjusting those things to see if the number of impressions that my channel overall got, if that was a good result and if that was helpful. So Stig says, "Does Jacob know you stole his notepad?" And my son stole my notepad and wrote all over it. And what's funny about that, and I think I've talked about this before, but some little bunny, one of my children, came to my desk and they took the pen and they went and wrote on the desk, like, and then, like, wrote in it. But you know what they wrote instead of their name is they wrote the word poop. So now when I open up my desk and get down to sit there to go to work, that there is this nice, beautiful handwriting spelled incredibly well, spelled just right, but it says poop, like, right there on my desk. So they said, "Have children. It'll make your life more interesting." And they were right. Oh my goodness, folks. Well, I am headed towards wrapping up for the hour. I have a lot of work to get done, and I'm sure folks do too. But as always, thank you for being my accountability lever for the week. If you could do me the favor of checking out the interview with Doug and leaving me some feedback or bringing the feedback here next Wednesday, I would really love it. And when the interview with Jared comes out, I'm looking forward to sharing it with you again, just because it's fun. And Jared is a cool guy to get to know. And I'm excited about being on his podcast. Folks I say, get to work. Thank you so much, everybody. We'll see you next week. All right. Take care.